Urologist, drink water. Like this to improve your erection. Secrets. Old men wish they knew sooner. Health aura. Know it right, live it light. It might sound strange at first, but one of the most common and overlooked reasons older men struggle with low energy, poor circulation, and fading erections is simply how and when they drink water. Yes, plain old water. After helping thousands of men regain their vitality, I've seen firsthand how a few small changes in daily habits can spark massive improvements. The truth is, your age isn't always to blame. Often, it's your routine. Many men unknowingly sabotage their health just by neglecting proper hydration. Mild dehydration can thicken your blood, slow down circulation, spike stress hormones, and lower testosterone levels, all of which quietly chip away at your energy, mood, and performance. But here's the good news. You can turn this around quickly and naturally, starting with your next glass of water. In today's message, I'm going to share 8 science-backed hydration tips that have helped countless men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond reclaim strength, stamina, and confidence. And stay with me till the end, because I'll also reveal a quick 7-second morning trick that works perfectly alongside proper hydration to boost blood flow and bedroom performance. These aren't gimmicks or empty promises. They're simple principles grounded in decades of clinical experience. And the best part? You don't need a prescription to get started. Just a shift in awareness. If this sounds like something you've been missing, you're not alone. But you're also not stuck. A few adjustments can breathe new life into your day, your body, and your relationships. So keep reading, stay open, and give your health the attention it deserves. Because every man deserves to feel strong, focused, and fully alive, no matter his age. Health aura. Know it right, live it light. Sai Buon 1. The hidden link between hydration and erection power. What most men never hear. Imagine this. You're lying in bed. Your mind is willing. The moment feels right, but your body doesn't respond the way it used to. You brush it off, blame stress, maybe even age. But what if the real reason is far more basic, far more silent, and hiding in something as simple as your daily water intake? Sounds almost too easy, doesn't it? But here's what most men have never been told. Your ability to perform isn't just about testosterone or desire, it's about circulation. And circulation is all about blood flow. What's blood made of? Over 90% water. So if you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, more sluggish, and harder to move. That slow-moving blood struggles to deliver oxygen, nutrients, and the very hormones your body relies on for sexual function. Without that, erections fade, stamina weakens, confidence slips away quietly. Let's go deeper. Erections are, quite literally, hydraulic events. They require pressure, volume, and flow. Blood rushes into the penis, fills specialized chambers, and is held in place by a complex interaction of nerves and vessels. But if your blood is dehydrated, even a little, the pressure needed simply doesn't build. You might feel the desire, but your body can't rise to meet it. And the scariest part? You don't even have to feel thirsty for this to happen. Mild dehydration often goes unnoticed. No dry mouth, no warning signs, just slower circulation, weaker response, and a growing sense that something is off. One of the most revealing things I've learned in over 3 decades of working with men is this. It's not always about low libido or low testosterone. The most common frustration I hear is a quiet, defeated, "it's just not working like it used to." And more often than not, before looking at prescriptions or hormone therapy, the first question I ask is stunningly simple. How much water are you actually drinking? The answer? Most men shrug. Some coffee in the morning, maybe soda with lunch. But water? Rarely. Yet this one habit, this tiny, easily fixable detail, can make the difference between disappointment and satisfaction. Take Jim, for example, a 68-year-old retired coach. He walked into my office certain that his best days were behind him. No serious health issues, no medications, just ongoing struggles in the bedroom. When we examined his routine, the only thing missing was proper hydration. No magic pills, no drastic interventions, just consistent, mindful water intake. 2 weeks later, he came back smiling. "Doc, I don't know what changed, but something's working again." And that's the power of water. It thins the blood, boosts circulation, and fuels the delivery of testosterone, nitric oxide, and other critical players in male performance. Hydration isn't just about quenching thirst. It's about oxygen transport, nutrient delivery, hormonal balance, recovery, vitality. Without water, your bloodstream, the highway for everything your body needs, clogs up. Traffic slows. Deliveries are delayed. Systems suffer. So the next time you feel like your body is letting you down, don't point the finger at age just yet. Ask yourself something simpler, something easily overlooked. Am I hydrated enough for my blood to do its job? Because if not, your performance will always lag behind your potential. 2. The silent hormone. Saboteur. How dehydration drains your vitality without you noticing. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're not sick, nothing hurts, but something deep inside you feels off. Your energy is fading, your motivation slipping, your drive weakening. You're not depressed, but you're not alive in the way you once were. You may chalk it up to age, to stress, to life just changing. But what if none of that is true? What if the real cause is something so basic, so overlooked, that it's hiding in plain sight? Your body's lack of water. You see, while poor blood flow is a major issue for male performance, it's only the tip of the iceberg. What lurks just beneath it is far more dangerous and subtle. A steady hormonal shutdown triggered by dehydration. Most men don't realize that water doesn't just hydrate tissues, it communicates with your entire endocrine system. And when your body doesn't get enough, it quietly shifts into survival mode. That means energy conservation, priority shifts, and a complete reallocation of internal resources. Your body decides what's necessary to keep you alive, and anything not essential, like muscle building, libido, motivation, and yes, testosterone production, gets downgraded. Now, here's what's truly surprising. You don't need to be parched or dizzy to be dehydrated. Even low-level chronic dehydration, just 1% to 2% below optimal fluid levels, can begin altering hormone production. Your body reads this internal drought as a threat. It activates stress responses, spikes cortisol, and suppresses testosterone. Why? Because in survival mode, the body chooses defense over desire. Cortisol is your fight-or-flight hormone, and when cortisol rises, testosterone drops. It's a biological seesaw. You cannot have both at high levels. So men who go through their day mildly dehydrated are unconsciously living in a state where stress hormones dominate. And over time, they start to feel it. Less drive, slower recovery, emotional flatness, a quiet internal dulling that no one explains. The worst part? Many accept this as normal aging. They don't know that the fire in their belly, the confidence, the masculinity, the motivation, can be restored simply by giving the body what it's been craving all along. The solution isn't complicated, but it does require intention. It's not about guzzling gallons at once or flooding your system with cold water. It's about rhythm. Drinking water first thing in the morning before anything else. Keeping it close throughout the day. Taking small sips often, not waiting until thirst screams. Avoiding stimulants like caffeine and alcohol at the wrong times. Hydrating before meals, not just after. This slow, steady approach signals to your body that it's safe, that you're nourished, that balance can return. And when that happens, your system starts to shift back. Testosterone levels rise naturally. Energy follows. Vitality returns. You feel stronger, clearer, more grounded, and more like yourself. The truth is, many older men aren't broken. They're just dry. And no one ever told them. 3. The water mistake. That's silently draining your power, and how to fix it. Let me ask you something simple, something you probably haven't thought about in years. How do you drink water? Not how much, not when, but how. Most men never stop to consider this. They assume that water is just water, that as long as they're drinking enough, they're doing it right. But the truth is, the way you drink water may be quietly working against your health, your hormones, and your performance. You see, there's a hidden art to hydration, and if you've been doing it wrong, even the right amount won't help. In fact, it may be making things worse. Most men treat water like a tool. Grab a bottle, gulp it down, move on. But your body isn't a machine. It's a living system with rhythms, sensitivities, and needs. When you chug water all at once, especially when it's ice cold, your body doesn't absorb it efficiently. Instead of soaking into your cells and replenishing your system, that sudden flood overwhelms your kidneys, triggering a rapid flush that sends not only the water, but essential minerals right out through your urine. You're not hydrating, you're draining. It's like dumping a bucket of water on a dry plant. The roots can't take it in. It just runs off the surface. Now imagine doing that day after day, year after year. Your body learns to operate on partial hydration, never quite getting what it needs. Over time, that leads to lower blood volume, poor circulation, hormonal imbalances, and weaker energy, especially in the moments where you need strength and stamina most. That's why men who think they're doing everything right still end up tired, foggy, and disconnected from their own vitality. But here's the secret. Your body thrives on rhythm. It wants small, consistent sips of water throughout the day, not giant gulps in panic when thirst kicks in. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. The way you drink, your posture, your pace, even your awareness matters. Sitting down while you hydrate signals your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for digestion, recovery, and calm. That simple shift can make your body more receptive to hydration. Letting water rest in your mouth for a few seconds before swallowing, yes, even that, can enhance absorption. These may sound like small changes, but they create powerful ripple effects. One man I worked with laughed when I told him this. "Doc," he said, "you want me to respect water?" "Yes, that's exactly what I want. Because when you respect how your body wants to receive hydration, your body starts to respond. steadier blood pressure, clearer focus, better sleep, stronger performance. It's not magic, it's physiology. And it starts not with how much you drink, but how. So if you've been drinking your water on autopilot, it's time to wake up. Your body is wiser than you think. Listen to it. Work with it. Fuel it with intention, not just reaction. Because the secret to feeling more alive, more masculine, more grounded, more you, could be hiding in the smallest sip. 4. The hidden hydration traps that are quietly draining your vitality. You've made the change. You're sipping water consistently, staying mindful, avoiding the cold gulps, sitting down while you hydrate. You feel like you're finally doing things right, and yet something's still missing. The energy isn't fully back. The clarity, the strength, the stamina you were hoping for still feel just out of reach. And that's when frustration sets in. You wonder, why isn't this working? But the answer isn't that your efforts are wasted. It's that silent forces may still be working against you, little habits woven into your daily routine that are quietly pulling water out of your system just as fast as you're putting it in. The truth is, proper hydration isn't just about how you drink water. It's about protecting your body's ability to hold on to it. And here's where most men go wrong. They unknowingly sabotage their progress with common daily choices that seem harmless on the surface. But these subtle mistakes can cancel out all the hard work you've done. Caffeine, for instance, is one of the most common culprits. That morning, cup of coffee may feel like a ritual of energy and comfort, but it's also a diuretic. It increases urine output, pulling water from your system before your body has a chance to use it. Alcohol, too, especially in the evenings, quietly robs your cells of hydration. And when these are daily habits, your body is constantly in a state of catch-up, never quite able to reach full balance. Then there's timing. Drinking water immediately after consuming water-rich fruits like watermelon, grapes, or citrus may seem like a good idea, but it can dilute your digestive enzymes, disrupt gut efficiency, and reduce your body's ability to absorb both nutrients and water. It's not just what you consume, it's when. And let's not forget overhydration. Yes, there is such a thing. Chugging large amounts of water too quickly can flush out vital minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Minerals your nerves, muscles, and hormonal systems rely on. Without them, your body can't perform. Not mentally, not physically, and certainly not sexually. So what's the solution? It's not always about adding more effort. Sometimes the key lies in removing the small things that create imbalance. Minor tweaks, like drinking water before, not after, eating fruit, spacing hydration away from coffee and wine, and adding a pinch of natural sea salt to your morning water to aid electrolyte retention, can completely shift how your body responds. Once these hidden drains are removed, hydration begins to stick. Your cells hold onto the water. Your energy feels steadier. Your hormones become more responsive. You stop fighting your body and start flowing with it. That's when the results you hoped for begin to show up. Not in dramatic overnight bursts, but in quiet, steady transformations. The kind that make you feel aligned, sharp, powerful, and fully alive again. Sometimes, the greatest breakthroughs come not from what you add, but from what you stop doing. Once those hidden saboteurs are gone, everything begins to click. The engine turns on, and this time, it stays running. 5. The science of reawakening. Why hydration is the key to your strength, clarity, and desire. What if everything you've been searching for, more energy, better focus, stronger intimacy, wasn't lost to age, but simply waiting beneath the surface? Not in a pill, not in a new routine, but in something so basic, so essential, that we've forgotten to value it. Water. And now, science is catching up to what the body has always known. Proper hydration isn't just about avoiding thirst. It's a biological trigger, a catalyst, a switch that, when flipped, brings everything back online. Sharper thinking, better blood flow, hormonal balance, and yes, firmer, more reliable erections. What excites me most is that this isn't just theory or hopeful thinking. It's measurable, proven, backed by studies that show how even a slight drop, just 1% or 2%, in hydration levels can disrupt memory, weaken mood, and dull your edge. But restore that fluid balance, and the lights begin to flicker back on. Circulation improves. Blood becomes less viscous, flowing more freely to every vital area, especially the ones that matter in your most intimate moments. Hormones like testosterone circulate more effectively. Organs like your liver and kidneys perform their jobs more efficiently, helping maintain hormonal regulation. And the mind clears because hydration supports the brain too, improving not just focus, but emotional presence, resilience, and connection. There's something powerful about watching a man reclaim himself, not with medication or massive life overhauls, but with something as natural and primal as water. When the body finally receives what it's been deprived of for years, it responds quickly. Muscles tighten, skin brightens, thoughts become clearer, sleep deepens, and that deep sense of drive, the quiet fire that once made you feel grounded, ambitious, and magnetic, returns. One man I worked with described it perfectly. He said he felt like he'd been living in black and white, and suddenly the world turned back to color. His sex life reignited, yes, but that was just the surface. What really changed was the way he showed up in life again. He laughed more. He engaged more. His partner looked at him differently, not because of what he said, but because of how he carried himself, with quiet confidence, vitality, and presence. And all he did was commit to intentional hydration. Small sips, steady rhythm, room temperature, before meals, not after. He stopped waiting for thirst and started leading his body with awareness. That's when things changed. Science confirms what men are experiencing firsthand. Hydration isn't just a habit. It's a foundation. And when you stop treating it like a background task and start making it a priority, your body rewards you in every way. You don't just function better. You feel more like yourself again. And that's not a miracle. It's biology, finally working the way it was always meant to. 6. Why after 60, hydration becomes the lifeline you didn't know you needed. There's a subtle shift that happens as you age, something no one prepares you for. It's not just that your body gets older, it's that it stops forgiving you. The shortcuts you used to take, the little habits you once brushed off, the skipped meals, the late nights, the casual neglect of hydration, those no longer pass without consequence. In your 30s or even 40s, you could get away with it. You'd bounce back. Your system's compensated. But after 60, your body starts revealing every corner you've ignored. It's not punishing you. It's simply becoming more honest. And the truth is, water, the most basic nutrient of all, is now something your body needs not occasionally, but ritually. This is the moment many men notice the lights starting to dim. Energy that once came naturally now needs to be chased. Focus feels slippery. Your mood shifts more easily, your digestion slows, your strength feels less stable, and intimacy? It's not gone, but it feels different. Slower to rise, quicker to fade. Many men assume this is just aging, but that's only partly true. The deeper truth is that aging reveals what neglect has hidden. And at the center of it all is hydration. You see, as you get older, your body loses its natural thirst cues. You may not feel thirsty, but your cells are already screaming for water. Compounding the issue, your kidneys work harder with age, filtering more slowly, requiring more water to maintain balance. Your liver, your brain, your heart, they all depend on fluid to function smoothly, to transport hormones, flush toxins, carry oxygen, and regulate temperature. And without enough hydration, the right kind, in the right way, those systems begin to slow. Not suddenly, but gradually, quietly. Until one day you find yourself wondering, where did my edge go? But here's the hopeful part. You can reverse that trend quickly, with consistency. All it takes is shifting from reactive hydration, drinking only when thirsty, to intentional hydration. Room temperature water, sipped slowly throughout the day. Drinking while seated, avoiding the ice-cold shock that disrupts digestion and absorption. Stopping fluids an hour before bed to support restful sleep. It may sound simple, but it's exactly what your body has been craving. Men who commit to this shift often describe it the same way, like waking up from a fog. Their energy rises without caffeine. They think clearer, sleep deeper, and regain a sense of physical strength that they thought was gone forever. And yes, their erections return, firmer, more natural, less forced. But that's just the surface. The deeper transformation is presence, posture, eye contact, drive, that feeling of being yourself again, of coming home to your body after being away for too long. At this stage of life, hydration is no longer optional. It's not an afterthought or a quick fix. It's the foundation, silent, powerful, and essential. And once you respect it, your body will respond, not as it did at 25, but with a deeper, steadier strength that only comes with wisdom and care. 7. The 7-second morning ritual that unlocks performance, energy, and flow. After 60, there's a quiet power in how you start your day. Before the noise, before the rush, in that small window just after waking, your body is listening. It's tuning into cues, setting rhythms, deciding how it will show up for you that day. And for men over 60, those first few minutes are no longer just routine. They're a gateway, a chance to either reinforce decline or trigger renewal. Hydration lays the foundation, yes. But if you want to elevate it, if you want to feel not just better, but alive again, there's one more step. A step so simple, so natural, it takes only 7 seconds, yet it can reawaken systems that have been asleep for years. This isn't a workout. It's not a supplement or a pill. It's your breath, used with precision and intention. Just after your first glass of water in the morning, while your body is still fresh, sit down, close your eyes, and take one slow, deep inhale through your nose. Hold it. Then exhale gently, slowly, through your nose again. That's it. Do it once, maybe twice. This is not just breathing. This is activation. What you're doing in those few seconds is stimulating your body's natural production of nitric oxide, a molecule that acts as a key to unlock blood flow. It signals your blood vessels to open, to relax, to carry oxygen-rich blood more freely to every part of your body, including those intimate, deeply personal places that many men feel slipping away with age. Nitric oxide production declines sharply after 60, which is one reason circulation weakens, even if your heart is technically healthy. But this breath-based technique reactivates it. You don't need equipment. You don't need a perfect setting. All you need is consistency and a willingness to tune into yourself. Pairing this breath ritual with smart hydration sends a powerful message to your nervous system. I'm awake, I'm here, I'm ready. And your body listens. One man I worked with described the change perfectly. He, plus Pralas, said, "I didn't feel like a new person. I felt like me, again. The me I thought I'd lost." Because that's what this practice does. It doesn't transform you into someone else. It reminds your body how to work the way it used to. It brings back flow, not just in your blood, but in your thoughts, your presence, your desire. This is how you build momentum. Not with intensity, but with intention. A glass of room-temperature water. A breath that nourishes. A morning that belongs to you. Stack these tiny, powerful actions together, and you begin to restore what aging and stress tried to take. You reignite your performance, your confidence, and your quiet knowing that your best days aren't behind you. They're right here, just beneath the surface, waiting to be activated. 8. The hydration rhythm that rebuilds vitality from the inside out. Sometimes the answers your body needs aren't complicated. They're just consistent. You've heard it by now. Hydration matters. But the missing piece for most men isn't knowing that. It's how to turn that knowledge into daily action that actually delivers results. If you're over 60, your body is operating under a different set of rules than it did decades ago. The systems that once compensated for late nights, stress, and skipping water no longer bounce back so easily. That means every choice you make, especially the first thing in the morning, matters more than ever. And yet, the solution doesn't have to be overwhelming. What your body needs is rhythm. A flow of support throughout the day that keeps your blood moving, your hormones balanced, and your energy steady. Not gallons of water. Not tracking ounces. Just presence, timing, and care. When men ask, "What exactly should I do?" this is the routine I offer. Not a generic hydration plan, but a targeted rhythm designed to align with the natural cycles of your body. Upon waking, before anything else touches your lips, not coffee, not food, drink 1 full glass of room-temperature water. Sit down, take your time, and let it wake your system gently. Within the next 2 hours, drink another glass with a pinch of natural sea salt. This tiny addition helps your body hold on to key electrolytes and supports cellular hydration. Around lunchtime, sip 1 or 2 glasses slowly while seated, never rushing, never standing. In the afternoon, especially if you've had caffeine or been in the heat, drink another glass to offset water loss and keep blood volume steady. Finally, in the early evening, have 1 last glass, but stop at least an hour before bed to protect your sleep. This pattern isn't just about water. It's about presence, about telling your body, "I'm listening." And when you follow this rhythm with intention, everything starts to shift. Circulation improves. Mental clarity sharpens. Afternoon crashes fade. And yes, your ability to respond in intimate moments returns. Stronger, more natural, more reliable. Because your body doesn't need more pressure. It needs the support it's been silently waiting for. And that begins with water, given at the right times, in the right way, with the kind of consistency that lets your body trust itself again. Coup 9. Reclaim your power. One glass at a time. This isn't just about stronger erections. This is about something deeper. Your energy, your clarity, your connection to yourself and to the life you're still meant to live. It's about walking into each day with presence and purpose, feeling steady in your body, clear in your mind, and confident in your ability to rise, not just in the bedroom, but in every moment that matters. And that restoration begins with the most overlooked yet powerful act: hydration. By now, you've seen the science, you've heard the stories, you understand the method. But before we close, I want to offer you something more than information. I want to offer you belief, the kind that reminds you that it's not too late, and that small changes, done with consistency and intention, can create powerful, lasting results. Over the last 3 decades, I've had the privilege of listening to thousands of men, strong men, wise men, walk into my office thinking they were broken. Many had quietly accepted that their best days were behind them, but time and again, I've seen their lives reignite, not with drugs or procedures, but with something as simple, as essential, as water. Because water isn't just hydration, it's circulation, hormone balance, cognitive clarity, and yes, sexual strength. It's the foundation beneath every function your body depends on to perform, to connect, to feel alive. We've uncovered how even slight dehydration thickens your blood, strains your heart, and starves the most important parts of your body of oxygen and nutrients. We've explored how it raises stress hormones, lowers testosterone, and leaves you feeling foggy, flat, and far from yourself. You've learned that it's not just about drinking water, it's about how and when you drink. It's about creating rhythm, drinking slowly, seated, consistently, avoiding hydration traps like alcohol, caffeine, and rushing water after fruit or food. It's about giving your body the conditions it needs to remember how to thrive. You've met men like Jim, Carl, Frank, Richard, and Greg, real men who once felt like the fire was fading, but found it again through a few simple, powerful changes. And I hope that as you listened, something sparked in you. Not guilt, not regret, but hope. Because the truth is, your body still wants to work. Maybe it's slower. Maybe it's quieter. But the engine is still there. What it needs is care, rhythm, intention. And water is where that begins. You're not done. You're not behind. You're right on time to reclaim the version of yourself you thought was gone. Every mindful sip, every deep breath, every small act of self-respect is a vote for the man you still are. Start with water. Start today. And let that simple act ripple into something far bigger. If this message resonated with you, if you felt something shift, something awaken, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and pass it on. You never know who else might need this reminder, who else might be silently wondering if their best days are already behind them. Let's remind them, and ourselves, that they're not. Stay hydrated, stay consistent, and stay strong.